My brothers, my sisters, and my ballers. Welcome back to another match day of What's Football with our fans. With your favorite social football analyst, Tsepiso Pizzi, aka Tsebzor. Another hot topic for this match day. As you've seen, UEFA Nations League is what's been keeping us busy, keeping us watching football recently. But before I step into that, to the ballers passing by, hope you like what you see because I surely like what I do. Make sure to join the fellow returning ballers who continue to show me gang love and appreciation by liking as well as to subscribe. And my ballers, UEFA Nations League, there's a lot to speak about the UEFA Nations League, I'm not really one that's been interested in it so much. But then again, I'll always be one who wants to watch football, and that's the football that's been keeping us watching football, if I may put it that way. Many surprises have appeared in the UEFA Nations League. As you know, the players are tired. We can see with these results. The first set of games, like the first match day, obviously with the results that came out, it was a surprise. But now we've literally come to the conclusion that nothing is surprising anymore. There's now an expectancy of this team or that big team to Dika. And the quality of football has been so up. Literally, you can see the player welfare. There's more attention that needs to be put into player welfare and the balance that they have. Because these guys are being overworked. It's being shown. It's being exposed now. Like, players no more care, but plain and simple, they're tired, The brain said it, after the loss to Netherlands. Like, his mind isn't really here with the Nations League games. Bill also said, the quality has gone down. You can see players are tired. It's been a long season with COVID as well, the COVID distraction. So let the players have a rest. Now, UEFA literally expects these players, after the long season that they've had, to play 4 games in the space of 10 to 12 days. Of course, the quality of football is going to be back, but let's stay away from that and let's actually highlight certain teams' performances. I spoke about De Bruyne, so let me speak about his national team, Belgium, obviously against Netherlands. It was a shock result with seeing Netherlands win 4-1 in that derby of theirs between Belgium and Netherlands. I don't know what it's called, but Belgium and Netherlands are neighboring countries and they have their own derby. The moment Lukaku went off with the injury, everything literally just fell apart. Bergwijn hit a nut banger. Hazard got taken off at halftime because he wasn't really in the game. But they just continue to fall. Boyata with the mistakes at the back. Alderweireld couldn't save him. Vertonghen's an aging player. I actually don't know how did Benfica push so far in the Champions League with a defender like Vertonghen at the back defending with Otamendi. But maybe it's the XP, their great minds, of playing at a high level for big teams. But literally, Netherlands just dominated them, but it wasn't that domination where it's Netherlands that are on. No, Belgium were just flat. Same thing with France and Denmark, although France is a touchy subject right now because the coach, Deschamps, doesn't know his best 11, and nor does he know what formation to actually play. He's trying to accommodate both Hernandez brothers on the left, but just bench one and play Kimpembe. Just go back to the back 4 that brought you a lot of success with you being Nations League holders and the world champions. And it's obvious. Start Theo Hernandez, put Lucas Hernandez on the bench. Trust the boy. That way, you can accommodate Kante when you need to play Tchouameni and Pogba in the midfield. But no, you try these back 3 things, only allowing for 2 midfielders, and up top, you're going to have Benzema, Griezmann, and Mbappe. Waste if there's no supply for them. But yeah, Denmark versus France. After France took the lead through Benzema's lovely goal, I thought it was over. Not that I was underestimating Denmark. No, Denmark is, I think they might even be top 10 world rankings, but definitely top 20, and they've gone up. They had a great Euros. held their position in the A League of the UEFA Nations League. Like a draw wouldn't have surprised me, but the way France lost was surprising. And that wasn't really a bad game. Like you could see moments of play, but there just hasn't been fluidity in these games, you know? There hasn't been any fluidity. France versus Croatia was a dull affair. Oh my soul, it was a dull affair. It was a dull affair. The rematch of the World Cup final was a dull affair. Yeah, there was goals in the second half, but nothing was there. Like, this is where you truly see that the players are being overworked from country to country. Like, it's one thing to put the blame on the coach and saying, these tactics, or you're trying to move like this with the team. But, like, you can see it. Like, there's nothing more the players can do. And obviously, with the next game, you're going to use rotation. There's no continuity there. There's no momentum pushing through. And with the rotation, you're obviously putting out a lesser team, if I may say, It was shown with France in the second game against Croatia. Netherlands also did the same against Belgium, but came out with the 3 points at least. England versus Italy. I didn't even watch that game, but from the reviews that I read, it's what I expected. A up game. Italy off form. England haven't found themselves with changing back to a back four. Instead, last night I ended up watching the Belgium and Wales game, and then just interchanging when seeing goal updates with Netherlands and Poland. Because I was shocked to see Poland's leading 2-0. I was like, whoa, okay. Let me check this game. Got the Netherlands gonna come, say one, say another one. Then Memphis must say 3. He misses the penalty, But yeah, if there's one team that has been able to perform well in the Nations League, it's been Netherlands. They've pushed. You can see a resurgence under Van Gaal. Van Gaal's tutelage has brought a resurgence. Even with the fringe players, they're able to bring out a performance, Another game which was under the spotlight was actually the first night, I think, of the Nations League with the Spain and Portugal game. Obviously, we're surprised to see Ronaldo start on the bench in another derby of their own. Not that the quality of football in that game was low, but Spain was very wasteful, They should have buried Portugal, but they didn't. Portugal stayed in the game by only having a 1-goal deficit and, got the draw. And if there's one team, that's another team who's actually been able to play well and with the rotation and actually produce good quality football. Like the match against, yes, they beat Switzerland 4-0 of a good team performance, but the first half against Czech Republic, that was quality. See there, Portugal came out and showed dust. Bebafikile straight in Lisbon. That time from that game, there were multiple changes. Bruno was on the bench. Octavio was on the bench. Otavio was on the bench. Nuno Tavares was on the bench for Guerrero. Bernardo was back in. Gonzalo Guedes started. He rotated the players very well. It's one team where rotation has helped in still producing good performances. And I'd like to think it could continue tonight against Switzerland away. Portugal have played well at home. Then again, they're going away now. The success has been achieved at home. 4 goals against Switzerland, 2 against Czech Republic, nothing conceded. There's many players who've had moments in the different games. There's been good rotation there. For them, I don't know, like maybe it also comes to a thing of not many of their players played in, late into the seasons with the European Cup finals. Ronaldo had a break from the last weekend already. He didn't play against Palace. Only players I can think of who played deep is Jota. Yeah, because Bernardo Silva's rested first 2 games, even though he finished season with City, came in, good performance. Bruno had taken a week. Diaz, Nuno Tavares, Guerrero, the list is endless, So Portugal is the outlier, including Netherlands, but more so Portugal. Like, I'd list them as the best team currently through this Nations League. While speaking about Spain, Spain, it's not really a sense of quality, but we know with Spain, like, they're missing that guy. That's my problem with Spain. they lack that guy. You know, at times it can't always be the team winning you games. You need that guy who can produce that moment for you. They lacked that at the Euro Championships versus Italy. I think it was also their Achilles heel in the Nations League against France. And it could also hit them in the World Cup. Like, I feel like they could push deep in Qatar, quarterfinals and make the semifinals. But in those games, it's tight. And in games that are tight, you need that guy, that guy who has just that little extra to do something alone. And that's mainly what Spain lacks right now. Czech Republic held them to a draw. Was it Czech? No, they beat Czech Republic quite luckily, and then I think Switzerland held them to a draw. But even the game against Czech Republic, when looking in, saying like it was bare, it really was quite bare. Why am I confusing them? Nah, it was Switzerland who they beat and they drew against Czech Republic. Yeah, it was the Switzerland game that was bare. So with the other teams, obviously, let's highlight the other group in Pot A. Basically the group of death with Hungary, England, Italy, and Germany. When I look at it now, it still baffles me that England and Germany have gone through 3 games without a W. England, nothing makes sense with Gareth Southgate's team setup. He's changed right back after right back. Gareth Southgate's that one coach, ne? Let me tell you. See, if they say World Cup, that 23-man squad, Gareth Southgate will have 6 full backs making up those 23 spots. Left is 17. You must pick 17 out of whoever. There'll be Trippier, there'll be Walker, there'll be James, there'll be Trent, there'll be Shaw, there'll be Chilwell. How? Leave someone. Between Shaw and Trippier, someone must stay. If they all fit, Gareth Southgate will name all of them. But the stupid thing that now he's trying to change to a back 4, imagine naming all of them and then still playing a back 4. It just doesn't make sense. They're lucky to get a draw against Germany, but that game was also played, and that's the game that saved me and said, I can't watch England versus Italy. I'd rather watch Poland. I'd rather watch Belgium and Wales and then try to see Poland versus Netherlands. Because it just wasn't cutting. And I feel like with the last games being tonight, tomorrow, and Tuesday, I'm hoping to see change, a final push from the gents, final push from the ballers, to fully end off the season. Obviously, some teams have fared well in the lower pots or lower league sections. Turkey has a 100% record. Then again, there's been change with Turkey, and I see it for the better. Like in the next 4 years, I feel like they can go through what Denmark's gone through. And Norway is also kind of on the same path. Then again, Turkey has Faroe Islands and Lithuania in their group, simple passage through back into League B. I think they were relegated down to League C and must get back to League B. The surprising group, which is an interesting one, has been Norway's group, featuring Sweden, Serbia, and Slovenia. Obviously, Slovenia was the team that basically everyone expected to get beaten. Norway showed them. Serbia showed them. But I expected more from Sweden. I don't know why I expected more from Sweden, but I really did. But, in their game, mainly the game against Norway at home, Norway did the job. Swept them. Swept them clean. Ilanga's goal late was literally a consolation goal. Like, even after conceding, there was no worries. They put in a hard performance. Haaland produced with the penalties. Against Serbia, Haaland produced the quality, They've got the drive, they know it. Like, obviously, it's their golden generation, but it's not seen as a golden generation outside because this is Norway we're talking about, They didn't even make this coming World Cup, nor did they make the Euros. But the group that they have now is one of the best groups they've had in a long time. So there's something good coming out of Norway. Hopefully they can finish top of their group and get into Pot A for next season, well, whenever's the next edition of the UEFA Nations League, and put themselves up against Europe's biggest boys, you know. And for the ones that get relegated are hardy. Yeah. Hardy. Like the concept of the Nations League is a brilliant concept. Like on paper, it's a brilliant concept. Have teams who are kind of on level par battle against each other more in being able to improve the quality of competition. You know, that's what Europe succeeds in. The unfortunate part is that they're overworking the players. More so with how it's been set up now. Like, I don't know, they could have just postponed the final from the October date and just set it for next year, March, the finals of it, you know. Just have 1 or 2 games now. Have the 2 games October. Well, in September, have the 2 games. Next 2 games October. Wait until March next year to have the finals. But no, all these people just want to do is make money, unfortunately. Killing the players, having them tired and producing up quality. Now we're just watching football just to strain our eyes because there's nothing else better to watch. You know? But all in all, my ballers, that's all I have for today from the UEFA Nations League. I hope tonight's games, Portugal versus Switzerland, Spain versus Czech Republic, those are the main two that I'll be eyeing out, can produce quality football. Make sure to like and subscribe. Until next time, my ballers, live long.